Hola profesora, me llamo Zach. Primero voy a pronunciar algunas palabras importantes en la lección. La arquitectura, los españoles, Guatemala, Antigua, Chichicastenango, Quetzaltenango, el templo del gran jaguar, Honduras, Huipiles, Guayaberes. Bueno, esta semana hablamos sobre Guatemala y Honduras, sus mercados donde se compran artículos de artesanía a buen precio y la cultura maya. Algunos mercados guatemaltecos son famosos como los que encontramos en la ciudad de Guatemala: Antigua, Chichicastenango, Quetzaltenango. En estos lugares existe la costumbre del regateo, cuando el comprador debe negociar el precio con el vendedor. Hay que ofrecer un precio razonable y estar preparado para comprar el artículo deseado. Con frecuencia se escucha decir, pero tiene rebaja, ofrezca un precio. En Guatemala, los tejidos son populares como las blusas bordadas para mujeres, que se llaman los huipiles, y las camisas para hombres, las guayaberas. En Honduras, además de artesanías, los turistas también compran café, vainilla, cerámica y puros o cigarros. Se nota la influencia maya en la historia y arquitectura de Guatemala, como vemos en el famoso templo del gran jaguar de Tikal. En este templo los mayas observaban ritos con sacrificios humanos. En Honduras vemos las ruinas de Copán, donde hay columnas llamadas estrellas con jeroglíficos y símbolos de las escrituras mayas. Hasta pronto, profesora. Okay, so for my part C, number 12. Number 12, I have written down regateo is basically it means bargaining. So like when you go in Guatemala or in many other parts of the world, there's a set price, an asking price, and you basically haggle with the shopkeeper or wherever you're at there. It's a cultural thing. It happens in Guatemala and other parts of Latin America, Central America, and then many other continents across the world that I've also seen when I've been to other countries. Two things you can buy mainly are the handmade textiles, typically like bags, jewelry, blankets, and small things like that. Huipeles are traditional embroidered blouses. So those are the ones you typically see in like the pictures of people from that culture, the very bright colored clothing. It's a traditional from the Mayan culture. And then two places with famous Mayan ruins are going to be Tikal in Guatemala and Copan in Honduras. Tikal, I think, is the most famous and photographed place that most people would recognize. So number 16, to answer the question, scientists don't know exactly why the Mayans abandoned the cities. There's many explanations as to why. So a lot of people think during the collapse drought that would lead to lack of food sources and famine, obviously a lot lack of water all over the place. That drought, obviously with that climate change, some people would say warring within the population, some people would say overpopulation, some would say disease. There's many theories, but I think the biggest one is going to be droughts that led to lack of food production, which led to starvation, a lot of other bad things, and then eventually they just had to move. And then number 17, the Mayans began to leave around 900 AD. That's around like the classic Mayan collapse period. That's around the time in which the civilization began to decline. And then what exists today would be what they're most known for would be architecture, obviously the pyramids that we can still see and view today. Astronomy, they had a very good grasp on the cosmos. They had a really good calendar that rivaled a lot of calendars that would have been in the old world, quote unquote. They had mathematicians there, and they had some written language in their own kind of their glyph style writing. They had their own language, and then a lot of their descendants are still in those regions today. Some of the language is still spoken, and then like we were talking about, the dress, the attire is still made, the colorful clothing, and other crafts that they would have had in the Mayan civilization. And then the markets are also reflecting what the markets would have been in the Mayan culture at the time. And that's it. Hasta luego, profesora.